Morning pipe smokers, Prairie Piper here. On the last day of summer, I believe tomorrow is the first day of fall. You might hear some rain in the background. I don't know if it's going to pick up or not. It was raining quite heavily earlier this morning, but it seems to have let up a bit. So it's wet and cool here. I got shorts on, but I probably should have put jeans on. Anyways, we are continuing with our tobacco review of the Legend Series. And today is the review of Peterson Dunhill Nightcap. Right here. Smoking kills quit now, courtesy of the UK government. Just making sure we're all safe. Appreciate that. Thanks, London. And here is the Legend clone, which is Aurora Borealis. This compliments the Canadian government. We don't even get an image. So, thank you for that, Ottawa. So these two blends, been smoking the Nightcap Peterson all week, which is different because before I smoked the Legend Heritage all week. I kind of switched it up because I wasn't overly impressed with the Aurora Borealis, to be honest with you. So one thing you'll notice right away, Nightcap has Virginias, Latakias, Orientals, and Periques. And the Aurora Borealis clone has Virginia, Latakia, and stoved Virginias. Doesn't have Perique in it. I guess they're trying to get the sweetness from the stoved Virginias. But it doesn't say there's Orientals in it either. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't. You know, when they list components, they don't always list every single component in there. So let me put the pipe down here so I can show you what the tobacco looks like. It does smell different, I'll tell you that. When the smell, well, before I show you, I'll give you, let me give you a smell sample here. Aurora Borealis, it's a lot smokier. It smells a lot smokier than the Nightcap Peterson Dunhill. And it smells sweeter. It's more pungent. But the sweetness is like this candy sweetness, and I don't mean that in a good way either, right? There's kind of like a dark fruity that smell of Perique that's kind of, to me, pleasurable. I really like the smell. This is more like there's no topping on it, I don't think. I'm not saying that, but it's just like a candy sweetness, and that's probably coming from the stoved Virginias. When I smell the Peterson Nightcap, it's lighter. I can smell the Virginias. It's not as dark and musty. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but not only is it in the smell, but when you look at the two side by side, you have to kind of spread them out to see, but there's a lot more darker leaf in the Aurora Borealis. Again, maybe that's because of the stoved Virginias and Latakia, but it's a lot darker and it smells darker and more pungent. The Nightcap Peterson is sweet, Virginia. You do have that Latakia, but it's not heavy, at least in my opinion. It's pleasant. It as we'll see when I light up a bowl, it's more balanced. The smell is more balanced, but also the smoke is more balanced as well. So I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. I'll show you this. This is the Aurora Borealis, and it's quite dark. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but there's a lot more kind of Virginia, where the brown, there's just a lot of different color variation, light browns, dark browns, medium tans, browns, that kind of thing, than there is in the Aurora Borealis. So there's the look, there's the smell test, the tin note. They smell different. They look different. Do they taste different? Yes, they do. So let me, I'm about halfway done this. I'm fairly familiar with Dunhill, so I didn't need to light it up and kind of, go through a whole entire bowl for this review. Been smoking it all week too. One thing Dunhill does amazing with most of their blends, or did, I guess, but the recipes are still the same with Peterson. So what if I say Dunhill? I suppose I should use past tense. Their blends are all incredibly well balanced. You know, it's rich, it's creamy, it's full bodied, but not heavy. Like my mixture 965 is a lot heavier than this, and it is richer, but the smoke is heavier, it's thicker, it's more smoky, and it's supposed to be. I know a lot of people find Nightcap heavy, strong. Again, I don't know if it's strong. I'm almost immune to nicotine unless I start inhaling things like cigars and pipe. Otherwise, so I think people do find that the nick hit for Nightcap, particularly I think for newer people, is a bit on the strong side. But to me, this is not nicotine aside because I can't judge that. I don't think it is strong. Well, medium to strong is what I would say. And it's just very well balanced. It's a dry smoke to me, not an oily smoke. You know, I've said that before. I kind of differentiate between two different kinds of latakia. There's the dry, I call them the dry latakia, which is kind of more of a dry, woodsy campfire smoke. And then your oily latakias like Old Ironsides. I gave that, that's kind of, when I want an oily latakia, I go to Old Ironsides. But I think the Orientals are heavy in that blend too, and they can be oily. But this is a dry smoke, a dry woodsy smoke, and everything just blends. It's not like I was saying. Dunhill did an amazing job in the past, and like I said, the recipes are the same, or as close to as they can get, um, given the availability of components today. But is the balance, and what I like about it, it's not an overly complex blend. And when I say it's well balanced, I mean you can't pull out the individual components like, oh, there's Perique. Oh, there's some, you know, um, there's a dry lemony, Virginia taste. Oh, there's the kind of rich red Virginia sweetness. I can taste that. Oh, I can pull out the Latakia. You can't, at least me, I can't pull out individual leaf types in this blend. It just all blends together to produce something that it's hard for me to articulate, you know. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just different, right? Some complex blends, like a really good GLP's blend, you can sort of tease out and taste the Perique separately from the smoke, and you can taste the Latakia. Maybe you can taste the Orientals. Like I said, maybe you can taste the lemon Virginias or the bready red Virginias. This you can't. It just all blends together, and that's what I mean when I say it's a well-balanced blend. And I'm not sure anybody is, you know, blends their tobaccos as well as, the Dunhill mixtures. Or I guess it's STG, right? But the blends are the same. It's just all well balanced. My mixture's like that, stronger, but it just blends. Nightcap, early morning pipe, which we're going to review as well. They just blend together very well. So let me just see if I can offer any other points. Mouthfeel with the smoke is, to me, it's normal. It's not thick and chewy. Again, I'm not saying that's the positive or negative. It's just, the mouthfeel is kind of like a normal smoke. The smoke is not thick and heavy like it is or was when I did the review of the Heritage Blend and the Peterson My Mixture 965. It's lighter in that sense, the smoke. Pack's great. Has that consistency from the top of the bowl all the way down to the bottom. Look at that. It's so cold it's gotten. You can see my breath. That's not smoke. But like I said, burns all the way down to the bottom. It does lose a little bit of flavor, in my opinion, towards maybe the bottom quarter. Not much, but a little bit. But that's fairly common. It's just a great Latakia blend, an English blend. I think Dunhill is unmatched when it comes to English blends. You look at my mixture 965, which is the heaviest of them all. Nightcap is probably the second, and Early Morning Pipes probably your third. They're all just incredibly well balanced. I love the cut. It's your ribbon cut. Pack's great. Okay. If I keep talking, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. So I'm going to finish this bowl, and then I will light up the Legend clone, which is Aurora Borealis, and we'll go from there. Give me a sec. We're back. So I'm now smoking the Legend clone to the Nightcap, which is Aurora Borealis. I gotta say, given the review between my mixture 965, which I actually thought the Heritage blend was better than the original Peterson Dunhill my mixture, this has come up short, vastly short. It doesn't have a great mouthfeel. It's light, it's airy. You can almost kind of pick out there's a body missing here. Like I said, it states that it only has Virginia Latakia and stoved Virginias. I feel like it's missing, it feels incomplete when you smoke it. It also gave me tongue bite, which I wasn't very happy about, which is why I didn't smoke a lot of it, to be honest with you. It feels incomplete. It doesn't feel well-rounded. It doesn't feel balanced. Like if somebody brought this to me, it might be like, yeah, you're getting there. You're halfway there. But it's missing a body. Maybe add some Cavendish, maybe put some Orientals. I don't know. It's just, it tastes incomplete is all I can say. Maybe if you weren't comparing the two, you just picked this off the shelf, it might not be that bad. Again, I'm not a great judge for Latakia, I would say. Like, I love Latakia, but I don't smoke a lot of Latakia. English blends. English blends to me can kind of be one-dimensional. Like, I love English blends, and I love Latakia and Orientals. But I find I can't smoke them day in, day out. I have them once in a while, and I love them. That's my opinion. I mean, some people might wonder, like, I like my Virginia Periques, I like my Burleys, Dark Fired Kentucky. Somebody might say the same thing about Virginia Periques. Well, it's the same thing. How can you smoke that every day? Fair enough. But for me, I just can't smoke English blends every day. But I do really enjoy them when I have them. And Nightcap, of course, is one of the legends, right? I mean, most of those top six Dunhill blends are pretty well received by everybody, and there's a reason for that. So basically, to wrap this up, it doesn't have the flavor punch. It's not rich. It's kind of weak, almost watered down. If you're having chocolate milk or like an iced tea and you haven't put enough mixture in it, like it just tastes weak. It's exactly what this tastes like to me. In comparing the two back to back, and maybe that's not a surprise because, like I said, the color is different, and it smells different, and it ultimately does taste different and smokes different. So I was not a fan. I am not a fan of the Aurora Borealis as a Peterson Dunhill clone to Nightcap. On its own, I guess it's okay. You can be the judge of that. But comparing the two, I wouldn't suggest you potentially look at purchasing the Aurora Borealis over the Peterson Dunhill, the Nightcap. So I was kind of surprised by that because I really enjoyed the Heritage blend in the Legend Series last review. The next review, and it's the last of the English blends, the Latakia blends, will be my morning pipe, the Dunhill Peterson blend, and the clone for the, I almost forgot, what is the clone? The clone for the early morning pipe is Maritime Morning. So that will be the next review. That will be next Saturday. I might actually sneak another video in between now and then, but there you have it. It's kind of surprised myself. I had high hopes for the Legend Aurora Borealis, but didn't work out. So we'll see what the early morning pipe clone is like next weekend. Until then, enjoy the weekend.